So we're in Struga, and our all favorite Youth Alliance Kruševo is organizing Resilient Peace, a voice for young people. And I'm watching the right camera this time. This is our second take or third take. I don't know him anymore. And I'm with, present yourself. You need to use the mic as well.
Yes, sorry. I'm Suzana Maric Sejdiu. I am coming from Novi Sad. I'm born in Novi Sad. My family comes from Bosnia and Croatia. I currently live in Pristina in Kosovo. I'm married to Kosovo Albanian. I'm working for NGO in Pristina, which is dealing with exactly peace building, dealing with the past, transitional justice. And I'm studying Balkanology, which is my major is Albanian language and literature.
First of all, welcome to Fireside Chat. And yeah, we don't have a fire, sadly. We're not going to be lighting up books. We're not in Fahrenheit 451. And you're basically Balkan in very condensed in one person. So how come you're from Serbia? You're born and raised in Serbia. How come you go to Pristina? And how come it happens that you actually cross the bridge that not a lot of people usually cross?
Well, in Novi Sad, I was always working, thanks to the diversity of Vojvodina, I always wanted to work with different communities. So since I was a teenager, I was like trying to involve more with Hungarian community or Slovakian or Jewish or also Shkalia, Romas, Egyptians. Also, we had a lot of Arabs coming to study in Novi Sad and Belgrade. So I was always like searching different culture, different communities. So I that's how I learned, through learning different cultures, religions, languages, literature. That's how I learned. I was not very focused in the school how much actually I learned outside of the school through the things that I was interested.
And how did you actually decide to use that as formal education as well, to actually pursue it as a formal education?
Yes. I needed some time because the way we are raised, it's like, oh, you pick like a serious profession, like you should be a lawyer or programmer, or you need to have a serious profession. Especially in the gymnasium where I go, it was even more stricter. So
sorry for interrupting, but usually in the Balkans, when you are studying at what we call gymnasia, they expect you to be something very important. You need to do something very serious.
Yeah, because like even from my class, a couple of students go like to study in Sorbonne or Cambridge or Oxford. So I was like, it's just the way you're shaped in the society, through the society. It was saying in that time when you are 18, but I want to like study Albanian language, or I want to study something like that. It will be like, are you crazy? And when you are 18, you actually do not have such a confidence. You're not so much strong-minded. I'm sure like there is a small percent of people who are very strong-minded even when they are younger, but I was always like doubting. So later I a little bit moved also to Bosnia, since I have family there. Then I also lived a little bit in Croatia. I was going for the season because I wanted to be a little bit on the sea, but I stayed almost a year in Rijeka. And there in also I was through the volunteering center of Vojvodina. I was going to Kosovo to volunteering camps through Gaia and Service Civil International. Sorry. So I don't know. I was just always interested for the different cultures. That's my basic motive. Like,
where's Montenegro in that picture? Like you mentioned, every single country but Montenegro.
Been in Montenegro, of course, for sea. I visited from the Ulcin till the Herceg-Novi, and plus I visit mountainside Žabljak because also I have a little bit family there.
Yeah, that's what you were looking for.
So like a little bit. So yeah, of course I visit Montenegro. Why I didn't stay in Montenegro, because at that moment I didn't find a suitable job, because I need to live from something. Also to be there, I need to pay bills and rent. So that's why.
It's interesting that you're actually open. We were talking that in the other Fireside Chat as well, to open to actually living and working in different Balkan countries, because people usually aren't even satisfied with their own country, not alone the neighbors, and they choose to leave, as we all know. So yeah, it's very interesting that you're actually open-minded to that option. What I also wanted to ask you is, I'm actually kind of. It's not the question. It's more of a statement. That I'm actually proud that you decided to do something differently and study Albanian because just like you, I wanted something that to study something that wasn't very okay and traditional with, and I didn't manage to fight. I was 18. I didn't manage to hold my ground. So I am a law student now.
I was a law student.
Really?
I studied internal affairs. I'm sorry, in Novi Sad.
For how long? Like a year?
3 years. I studied 3 years, but
and
I
you
did not
switched careers
finish.
after 3 years.
Yes,
That's very
because I did not find myself absolutely. Since I was studying in internal affairs. Means we had practice in a police station or in prisons, and that was like very hard for me because I saw that I should be more social worker than on this side. So that's why. But after sometimes I decided it's not for me. Then I go in Croatia and work in hotels in touristic industry of Croatia, and I learn a lot. So it's like, for example, in the future maybe I will manage to make a combination of that what I learned in Croatia through working in the hotels and management and with Albanian language, and maybe I will do work in some touristic agency or like in Albania or something. So yeah, there is a plenty of option if you just try to do not go in the path that like everyone goes. Like try something different. And also for me there is a way more opportunities like now when I go in this, especially because of the language. And for me there a lot of doors are more open. For example, for me it was very easy to find a job in Pristina because I speak Serbian.
Yeah.
And it's you just need to be a little bit more like brave to just a little bit jump in, because it is heavy maybe first month, but then it's easier. Like it become very easy. So
can we talk about the language a little bit? Like at these kind of events, when we have the Western Balkan Six, usually what happens is like we all hang out, we all speak English, but there is that language barrier that we have. Like it's Western Balkan 5, and then 4. Then there is Albania and Kosovo that don't speak the same language, and we have that barrier. Like. What's it like learning Albanian? Are there any similarities actually in the languages? Like, do we see common words? Do we see like things like that?
For me, it's very interesting to learn Albanian. I would not say it's so difficult for me. I don't know, because I maybe also try to learn Hungarian, and I a little bit learn Arabic with my friends. So like comparing to these languages, especially Arabic, which is completely different letters, and the way of pronouncing and everything. So for me, it's not so much difficult, but language asks a will and dedication. So that's the two main things. So it's not something that you cannot learn Albanian just like, I will study a little bit, half an hour, like once a week. That's not going to happen. We have a lot of common words. I recently worked on some project where one non-government organization in Kosovo bring us students from Balkanistic and students from Albanology in Belgrade, and our task was to find common words in Serbian and Albanian, which is identical with identical meaning. Sometimes we have the same words, but they have different meanings.
Yeah.
But in this, and we find like 1,200 or 300 words.
What's your favorite one?
I don't know what's the... they asked me that, and I wrote it, and now I forgot what was the favorite word. My God, I remember that I wrote it. It was very, very specific word, and it was not coming from the Turkish language, because they always say, "Oh, yes, because we have because of the Turkish." It's not just because of the Turkish language. Generally, also Latin words, Greek words, French, German. So that's, and I forgot what is my favorite word. I'm sorry, but
it's okay.
I'm a little bit tired.
It's been a long day. So Press Perform was very intense, and the project here was intense. Then tell me, we're gonna start closing it out, but I still want to talk about actually living with people for which you have such a distance in a way. Like we have all those. There is always a situation, especially talking about Kosovo and the relations between Serbia and Albania, and Kosovo and Serbia and things like that. What's it actually like living inside all of that, like being there but also like not being from there and things like that?
Well, I do not read media. That's the first thing, which sometimes I have trouble because, like, in my job, I should read media, but it's just something that it's like too negative. Very often, it's not showing the picture,
picture.
as it is, but it always like taking certain focus on like certain things, but not showing whole picture. So also with politics, I do not follow politics. So for me, then it's very easy because I exclude. For me, to bring two things that brings a lot of negativity in my life. So I am trying to live pretty simple life. I'm trying because I'm raised in different system where I'm not learned to live a simple life, but I'm trying, and I focus on culture, on language, on like positive things, on common things, because I am sure, and I prove, because I was also learning that we do not share nothing with Albanians. We have nothing in common: language, religion, culture. It's like completely some foreign tribes. I don't know how they show up in the Balkan. So this is how I was actually learning through my system, and moving, like first in the beginning, like meeting with Albanians through different camps and opportunities. I saw so much similarities, especially for me because I'm a little bit from Bosnia, a little bit from Montenegro, so I catch all of that, and then I see, okay, these people are like have the same costumes, the same mentality, they react in the same ways. Like for me, we share way more than we actually do not share. That's only like the biggest problem is actually the language, and it's not something. If we can learn French or we can learn any other language, I don't understand why we cannot learn Albanian. And also in Vojvodina, also it's a practice to from a middle school we. Also, who want, it's not obligatory, but it's an option to learn Hungarian, and majority people, of course, learning Hungarian, because that's the way to function, to respect. So also, I think since this is a Western Balkan, and now we have Albania. Majority of us speak Slavic, and we understand each other. I think it would be good to incorporate to learning Albanian language also, and also for Albanians to learn Slavic, because we miss a lot. We miss movies, we miss music, we miss so much, because I always, as I say, I focus on mostly on the cultural things, and we miss a lot. There's a great movies, there's so funny movies. I actually want to do one project of translation the movies. Yes, to do the translation, for example.
Albanian movies?
Yes, and vice versa. Because we do not have translation. Sometimes I cannot even find Albanian movies translated in English. So for me, it's very hard. How I watch, because I have native speaker in my home, so we'll watch together. So he was translating me. But yeah, there is a great movies, and through the movies we can see how actually we behave in the same way. We have fun in the same way. We are so similar. So for me, always they ask me how do I had a cultural shock coming on Kosovo. I was like, no. Actually, this was. Only I was preparing that coming to Kosovo, it's like some Sharia country. So that was the only shock, because it was not like that.
Yeah.
That was because I came first time in Kosovo when I was 18. So that's why now, if I came later when I was being more educated, then I would not have those kind of stereotypes. But because I came when I was 18 and I had no one from Kosovo to tell me how it is, I was just reading on media or something, and it was always representing us. So that's how.
Now I would like to say to you hvala, and you will say back that to me in Albanian, please. It was very nice talking to you, and you sent some beautiful messages, and hope we're gonna meet again and have another fireside without the fire soon. Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
And with the box, sorry, we need to do this now.
Yeah. Thank you.